specifically in their home. So we believe by 2017 there'll be 3.6 billion internet users in the world, and that's half of the global population. We also believe that there'll be 19 billion global connections across devices, and so we think that this will even grow to about 50 billion by 2020. Finally, we believe that consumers are going to access 30 trillion internet video streams every month. So that's pretty impressive. So what we'd like to do is show the Internet of Everything in action. And I need a volunteer to hold a basketball. Would you like to hold a basketball? Thank you very much. Okay, great. So the Internet of Everything brings together people, process, data, and things in unprecedented new ways, and we'd like to show you just a few of the possibilities behind it. And so what makes it possible with the Internet of Everything is the network, really the infrastructure that puts all the data and pieces of information together and combines that and able to use it in new and exciting ways, and we'll show that here. With two boys, Aiden and Foster. They're both 5th graders, 11 years old. Each of them are wearing this activity tracking monitor. One of the things that's of concern in communities is child safety and child security. So, for example, you can have an application that connects the information as far as where Aiden is located and Foster, and also in terms of where they are in their school route and which bus they're at. So if a parent calls and says, what time did my child get home? Did he make it home? The administrator has access and visibility to this kind of information. So as we see in our bus route, Aiden is the next stop, and we also show a warning as a deviation that his friend Foster is getting off at Aiden's stop. So we see that coming to fruition. And so let's take a look and find out more about Aiden and Foster. So behind the scenes, the network is compiling all of this information from different sources in real time. So behind the scenes, let's take Foster. We can take the contact list in Foster's IP phone and set some sort of connections. It can also combine the information in terms of his medical records, in terms of his gluten allergy, and also who his emergency physician is. And then behind the scenes, it can also compile his interests based on his activities and likes on Facebook, as well as the programming that he watches on television. Excuse me. And then finally, the parents can set a parental rating in terms of content. So on any screen, his parents have set a configuration that he can only watch content that's rated PG-13 or rated G. So let's take a look at Aiden's mom. So Aiden's mom is at work. She just received a notification that Aiden arrived home 2 minutes ago, and there's also a warning. So she clicks and looks at that warning, and she finds that Foster is in the house with Aiden, and that Foster has a gluten sensitivity. So that's going to be important as we go through this exercise. So Aiden's mom can also do other lifestyle management activities here. So for example, she can pull up her grocery list. And as we've indicated in Steve's presentation, is that all of these household items can have a sensor embedded next to the barcode. And the sensor is about the size of a grain of rice. And so in addition to the nutritional information and the ingredient information, they can also indicate product weight. So as you use these products, the weight is going to get less and less, and it can indicate items excuse me, that need to be replenished. And we can also categorize the items by whether it's gluten-free, dairy, vegetable, etc. So let's have her take a look at the gluten-free items. So here it pulls up a list of all the gluten-free items as well as the inventory. And so when it comes to dinner tonight, she decides to get meatloaf or chili. But she decides, instead of cooking something from scratch, she decides to get takeout. So she's going to select City Pizza. And of that, she's going to make selections for her family. And then because Foster's in the home, he has a gluten allergy, she selects a gluten-free pizza. And so what's interesting about that, she can arrange for the pizza to synchronize the delivery of the pizza to when she's going to be home. So how does that happen? That happens because you can have a location map, and through location-based services, it can actually synchronize when the mom leaves work and when and the amount of time needed for the pizza to be delivered, so it'll meet the mom at around the exact same time, perhaps within a 5 to 10 minute window as configured by Aiden's mom. So she's going to go ahead and order that pizza. Okay, do that. Great, and then she can go on with her workday knowing that her household is managed, dinner is taken care of, and she can, all the things that she needs to replenish in terms of her inventory has been handled. So let's get back to our boys, Aiden and Foster. So they're hungry, they want a snack. This is Foster with a gluten allergy. Uh-oh, he's in the a box of cookies. So what you're going to see is that his activity monitor is going to activate. So what does that mean? So that means that Foster is in the presence of gluten. So how does that happen? So how does the information from the box of cookies in real time connect to the information on his activity monitor? Simple, through the Internet of Everything and the Cisco network that pulls these pieces of data and information together in real time. So what you'll see here is that there is a sensor next to the barcode of the cookies with the ingredient information as well as the nutritional information, and that's in real time, letting Foster know that he's in the presence of gluten. These things can be configured by Foster's mom. At the same time, while this warning is going off, Foster's parents or his brother and sister or whoever is designated, such as a teacher, can also receive these warnings based on time of day. So you can see the relevance of that for life-threatening allergies such as a peanut allergy or somebody who's diabetic or somebody with any sort of chronic health condition. So the boys go to the living room after getting a snack. So they turn on TV, and this is the last channel they watch, the linear programming. And so as Aiden gets closer to the TV, it picks up the network is picking up from his activity bracelet that he is in the proximity of the TV. It's also picking up Foster's proximity of the TV. So it'll pull up their individual channel guides and preferences that's stored in the Videoscape cloud, and it'll do the same thing here in terms of Foster's profile. So what it does, it'll generate and synchronize this information, and it'll come up with recommendations that both of the kids will enjoy. So these are common programs that both of the boys would want to watch at the same time. So I am going to grab that basketball. Thank you very much. So how does a basketball fit into this? Let's just take a look and get that bounce. So the IPTV is picking up that a basketball is actually in proximity, as you'll see here. So a sensor embedded into the basketball. This can be configured by the manufacturer and the retailer to, say, have a relationship with the NBA. So if a basketball is in proximity to an IP-enabled device, it'll access unique streams of content. And so as you can see here, it's indicating a new channel guide. And one of those is a cloud DVR program for the NBA All-Star Game. So our boys will go ahead and select that. And it's going to pull up start to play the NBA All-Star Game. So a couple things are happening here. So what's happening is the network is picking up that Aiden has selected this programming based on his preferences. It's going to add this to his list of preferences. Also, it's going to let the retailer know, being big box next door, that there's a jersey available for sale. Now, Aiden's parents really don't want Aiden to buy everything that he sees and likes on TV. Otherwise, his parents will have a bill of about $50,000 a month. Not good. So what Aiden's parents have done here is they've created a wish list. So Aiden can add this jersey to his family account with Big Box. And so here it is being added to the wish list. And so if Aiden gets good grades or if has a birthday coming up or you want to reward him, his parents can just go to his wish list and access and actually buy that through a couple of clicks. And so now it goes back to linear programming. So Aiden and Foster want to go get a couple of basketball games in, but they're not sure how much daylight is really available. So what happens here is the activity tracker for Aiden can be pulled up, and you can also set preferences and conditions. So for example, if Aiden's parents want him to get more household activity outside, what they can do is have a condition that if Aiden gets less than 65% of activity at a certain time of day, that he can't watch TV or he can't get access to the internet. So that kind of forces him to do something else, hopefully play outside. But what's important, and that I'd like to point out, is a location-based services aspect. So here, we want to highlight remaining daylight. So let's take a look at the middle part of the screen. So again, with location-based services, it can indicate how much sunlight is left in the day for the boys to safely play outside. And based on their joint activities and preferences, again, pulled from the network, it can give recommendations to either ride the bike, shoot hoops, or visit the playground. So they decide to shoot some hoops. So what they do is they leave the living room. Of course, they leave the lights on, they leave the TV on, they leave the boys. And so in a few minutes, the mom gets this notification that the number of lights are on, and the number of the TVs are on, and no one's in the room. And so companies such as AT&T are doing this today with Digital Life. And if you look at the screen behind you, you'll see just how discrete and how you can manage your information. So you can do things such as track your energy management and energy usage by type, so whether it's gas or electric or water. You can even have smart sensors configured to your home network. So if you have a home network, Wi-Fi enabled home network, if you buy a new phone or if you buy a new PC, you can configure that to be added to your home network. You can actually, with a sensor, do the same thing with these devices. So whether it's your fireplace, whether it's your washer dryer, etc., it can be configured to your home network. And you can see how much energy it's using per month and how manage your costs. And so also, it can tell in terms of the light bulb usage that some rooms may need to replenish their light bulbs. And so what you can do is have a relationship with the retailer next door and through a couple of clicks actually buy some light bulbs. So these are just a few of the possibilities that we're talking about with the Internet of Everything in the home. So how is this possible? It's really possible with Cisco and service providers. And so Cisco and service providers create the architecture, the infrastructure, the open ecosystem environment, and the software that makes all of this possible. And so what we show here is just a few of the use cases. But we believe with applications such as this, these are only going to